The members of the Nature Club Green Dreams in Carmel Public School have assembled under the leadership of Miss Sushmita, the teacher in charge, to discuss the activities of the year. We are at the beginning of summer. Have you forgotten Yogita, the 11-year-old girl of Western Maharashtra who died of heat stroke and dehydration while collecting water last year? Can you imagine that she had to wait for 4 hours in that hot summer at 42 degrees Celsius temperature? Water is a basic necessity without which no living being can exist. Without food they can, but not without water. There will be a time when people and nations would be fighting for water. That's why people predict that the Third World War would be for water. So, this year, let us dream to save every single drop of water we have. Miss Sushmita introduced the topic of the day. Rupa, ma'am, this year's activity should include conscientization and action against pollution of water. Miss Sushmita, a very good idea. What do the other nature club members say about it? Maria, my grandpa used to say that when he was young, water in the river and rivulets was very clear. Until recent times, they could drink water without boiling it. Today, situation has changed. Rivers are filled with dirt. Bottles and plastic covers are on the surface of water. Shrikant, removal of sand lowers the river bottom, which may lead to bank erosion. The polluted water from hotels, factories, and industries are discharged into the rivers, which is a social harm. Fish and other creatures in water are almost totally destroyed. Miss Sushmita, whatever you have shared is correct. Is it not necessary to save our country from this situation? Is it not part of human rights to get pure water for all? So, do you all agree with the theme for your dream? Save water. All clapped and said, yes, yes, very good. That's right, ma'am. Miss Sushmita, how will we observe the year? We should develop an action plan. Before formulating the action plan, we have to deepen our awareness on the topic Save Water. Nikhil, let us conduct 2 awareness sessions regarding pollution and conservation of water. Miss Sushmita, next week there should be 2 presentations, one regarding water pollution and another related to water conservation. Who will volunteer? Rupa and Sham volunteered for the presentations. Rupa, water is the most essential as well as the most abundant ingredient of life, but irresponsible use of this richest resource leads to the biggest problem of water scarcity. Overuse and misuse of both surface water as well as groundwater are the basic problems of scarcity of water. I'd like to speak to you mainly on the issue of misuse of water, namely water pollution. Pollution is the contamination of water. Pollution of water is the most important issue to save mankind from scarcity of water. An international study shows that approximately 80% of India's surface water is polluted.
Now, I would like to explain the reasons for water pollution into 5 major categories: urbanization, industrial waste, inappropriate agricultural practices, extraction of excess water through canals, religious and social practices. We all know the consequences of water pollution. Now, I invite you to express your views on controlling measures. Miss Sushmita, let's congratulate Rupa for her beautiful presentation. Now it is your turn. Please add your views. Miss Sushmita invited Sham for the next presentation. Sham. Good morning, friends. I feel I am lucky to address you on this important and relevant topic, save water. Let us remember that we must preserve this limited resource for the generations to come. We have studied a lot about water conservation in our science classes. So, those theoretical part I avoid. Instead, as green dreamers, what we can do to this year to save water is my concern. There are numerous suggestions found on the internet when we search for water conservation. Those who are interested, please visit those sites. Forming our lifestyle in such a way so as to reduce the amount of waste to the minimum is my suggestion. Make sure that the pipes and nozzles of toilet flush are not leaking. Every Green Dream members will turn off water after you wet your toothbrush for brushing, washing your hands or face. No Green Dream members will leave water running while washing lunchbox. Green Dreamers in charge of vegetable or herbal garden should make sure that organic matter is added around the plants time to time. Gardens should be watered in the morning and it should not go waste in gutter or paved areas. All the members should be careful not to use hose to wash car or bike. Instead, they can use bucket and mug for the purpose. Those who use bathtub should use controlled shower bath and if possible, shift to take bath using water in the bucket with mug. To make soil to conserve more water, each Green Dreamer member plants a sapling in the school compound or in the waste area on their birthday by their own expense. Dear friends, these are my suggestions. If ready, please say yes. If not, let us discuss and come out with new resolutions. Thank you for your patient listening. Miss Sushmita, congratulations Shyam. We appreciate your thoughtfulness. Your suggestions are creative and practical. All the students applauded in chorus. Now let us discuss question answers in back exercises on page number 50. Let us evaluate. Question number 1. What would you do when your neighbor's water tank is overflowing? Answer. I would say him politely about what he is doing. Say him about the problems politely. Aware him about the preciousness of water. I would say that water storage is a serious ongoing issue. I would tell him about the consequences which will happen due to shortage of water. I would say him in a convincing way and not in a harsh way. Question number 2. What would you do when you see some people are throwing garbage into the water bodies? Answer. When I will see some people throwing garbage into the water bodies, first I will suggest that person not to do so and throw their garbage in the dustbin. I would explain that person about the aquatic animal living in the water might be harmed or killed by the garbage and it will cause water pollution too. Now let us complete on page number 51. 1. Green Dreamers was the name of the nature club of Carmel Public School. 2. Water is a basic necessity without which no living being can exist. Number 3. Removal of sand lowers the river bottom, which may lead to the bank erosion. 4. 80% of India's surface water is polluted. 5. The polluted water from hotels, factories and industries are discharged into the river, which is a social harm. 6. Overuse and misuse of both surface water as well as groundwater are the basic problems of scarcity of water. Let us find out the answers. Question number 1. Is water crisis a big issue in India? Discuss briefly. Answer. India is suffering from one of the world's worst national water crises. India is considered the center of the global water and sanitation crisis. This problem is so big that our lives, livelihood, and futures hang in the balance. Question number 2. What are the different ways in which water gets contaminated? Answer. Water is polluted by basically 5 reasons. Urbanization, industrial waste, inappropriate agricultural practices, extraction of excess water through canals, religious and social practices. Question number 3. How can water pollution be prevented? Answer. The 5 ways to prevent water pollution are: do not flush pills, liquid or powder medications or drugs to the toilet. Use the minimum amount of detergent when you are washing clothes or dishes. Minimize the use of pesticides, herbicides and fertilizers. Do not throw garbage into the sanitary sewer or storm sewer system, as both of them end into the river. Do not dispose of household chemicals or cleaning agents down the sink or toilet. Question number 4. What are the causes and consequences of water pollution? Answer. 4 causes of water pollution: chemical pollution from industries, inadequate sewage collection and treatment, increase in fertilizers to grow more food, garbage which causes disease and has a negative impact in water. 4 consequences of water pollution: destruction of biodiversity, contamination of the food chain, lack of potable water, and disease. Thank you and have a nice day.